HDB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. Yes, this is my weekly, preview. Now, this is in place of the live NRL Warriors. So this is NRL Warriors, but it's pre-recorded. That's A-okay. We've done this before. Expect it to be pre-recorded as well next week. It's just the way it goes. But in saying that though, without further ado, we'll get straight into it. DJ, hit that intro. Alright guys, hope you're well. Thank you again for tuning in. Goodness. And if you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you're old, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'd appreciate it also. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors are now facing a task where we now host the Cowboys over in Auckland, Mount Smart Stadium. Now, quickly as well, the Cowboys obviously coming off a very tough loss, and I think a loss that I suppose raised a lot of question marks as to how they're going to be finishing their season, where do they belong, and what are they going to be doing, right? And that's just the way it goes. Now, the Warriors, we all know, if you haven't done so already, go and check out my review of the game against the Knights. But we now have a tough task to verse a Cowboys team that have brought in some troops in Tauranga as well as Nanai. And we all know what they can add to that squad there, so it is up to us to try and mitigate that. As for the Warriors, we have Toy Harris, who has been named now. Just because he's been named does not mean he's going to play. Reminiscent of last week. However, interestingly enough, Dallin Watene-Selesnik is the 18th man, and he's actually not named in the squad to start. So does that mean the coach will be doing some swinging around closer to the game starting? Possibly, but I suppose it just leaves that door there open. Now, obviously, with Te Maire Martin out, you've got the likes of Dylan Walker, who's actually playing the halves, which is going to be interesting. However, I did bring it to question. I did actually raise the question saying, does Dylan Walker need to be in the halves? I'm not sure who or what or how this question came about, but I do believe it is something I did ask, and I suppose ask and you shall receive. So that's exactly what we've got here with the Warriors. Now, obviously, as well, at the same token, Wade Egan is injured, so Lussick will be in place, and I trust Lussick to do a good job. Now, this game here in particular, and just quickly as well, 12 Picky, he gets the nod as well, the 14th man, Mr. Utility, which is good as well. Now, this game here for me, look, the Warriors defensively, if you don't know already, haven't been great in my honest assessment of the team. Now, if you go out wide, you're going to find tries, right? And I suppose the Warriors need to close that down. They need to shut it down in order to actually not only just, I suppose, have some control of the game, but to also be able to dictate the game. We all know about the ferocity of our defense, but the last two games have shown me otherwise, whether you'd like to admit or not. Now, as I talked about before, the game is going to be a very tough game. We've got a very desperate Cowboys team who are coming to Mount Smart for the first time in years, obviously. And it's up to the Warriors to try and stop this. Now, I've already named some players, right? The likes of Toy Harris, right? I haven't named Josh Curran yet, though. But, we're going to be looking at the halves, particularly Dylan Walker and Sean Johnson. We all know what Dylan Walker can provide off the bench. Now, how does he, what's he like, as a starter? I guess is the question. What's he like as a starter? How can him and Sean Johnson gel? I guess is one thing. And can he give enough space for Sean Johnson to do his thing? Will we see a bit of trickery as well? And I suppose that is probably going to be the case. Another question too is, how do the backs gel defensively? I touched on it before and I'll touch on it again. Chance to call Cook starters in as well, which is good. Again, how does he infiltrate or his defensive, I suppose, prowess as well as his offensive attack? And at the same token as well, the bench, right? You got the likes of Ale, Devanga as well as Curran, as touched on before. Bunty R4 is going to be an interesting one. If you haven't done so already, go and check out a video where I talk about Bunty R4. And in no way am I singling him out as much as I am just talking about his form and being selected frequently. Some people said he should be in the bench, and I agree. Some people say we should drop him completely. I don't know. I've got too much of a love for Bunty to actually be able to think or consider dropping him altogether. I am a big fan of Bunty from the back fence. As you guys know, he is the man. And to have a team without him just seems odd, in my opinion. Anyway, if you've done so, go check the video out. Give me thoughts. But yeah, that's that's my thoughts overall on the squad is defense. I mean, I love what we're showing offensively. I love that Sean Johnson is carving out some, just this new aura and stuff. But defense, and I think that's just the main theme. It is, especially the last 2 games, is defense. Now, the prediction of the game overall. Look, I really think that the Cowboys, and I can't take too much away from them, right? They're virtually unchanged from their Dolphins game. The likes of Tamarolo, right? Unfortunately for them, Neem is not playing. However, as mentioned before, Nanai, Taolangi, Carl Felt, they've got some real good damaging ball runners. Obviously, the likes of Drinkwater as well, and fullback, and Hiku, right? And then obviously their forward, just their props overall, their hooker as well, and Robson. They're a team that's desperate, and if there's one team that can do something when they're desperate, it is the Cowboys. So the Warriors really need to be standing still here and ready to brace whatever it is that comes our way. Now, in terms of the actual game and the prediction, it's a home game, and I suppose there's a lot of pressure on the Warriors. Really like it or not, the Warriors are under a lot of pressure, particularly after our loss against the Knights in a game that I think we could have won. We didn't win, right? And I suppose that's probably the best way to theme it. Now, this game here against the Cowboys, I think I'm going to tip the Warriors to win. I'm confident that they will learn their lesson. Now, granted, there's been a few shuffles, obviously, injured players and whatnot. It just seems to be the go every day. Warriors can't even get their spine gelled yet, which has been a theme for the last couple of years, if you haven't noticed already. However, in saying that, it's home game, and you're just hoping that during the week, Webster is absolutely honing in the importance of defense. And I suppose that's just going to be the theme for me. Defense, and defense. I predict the Warriors to win in a good game, but I think the Warriors win by 10 points. And I think despite, how tough the Cowboys are going to be, I think the Warriors will be able to slow them down and obviously play our game. We need to play our game, right? These I can talk about the lock. I can talk about Toy Harris to Curran to Tevanga coming off the bench, right? The backs, the forwards, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, we just need to sync. We need to see it on the field. And I suppose that's where I sort of leave you guys. And with that being said, I pose the question of what are your thoughts on this game? Who do you think is going to win? Deep down in your gut, you know what I mean? But for me, I'm going for the Warriors to win in a tight game. But you got to trust that Webster's doing something here. And this is a game here where it could get ugly. If we lose, it's ugly. All right, we're up against a team that is desperate. However, we are wanting to be in the 8, so we got to play like a team that's in the 8. All right, that's it. So hopefully that's the case. So yeah, Warriors for me to win. Give me your thoughts. And as quickly as well for Dylan Watson and Selesniak, I reckon he'll probably be shoved in the squad somewhere. And who does he overtake? I don't know. Give me thoughts. Take it easy. See you guys next time. And just remember, hold the ball. Go the Warriors.